Recognising the links between climate, peace and security is incredibly important because the impacts of climate change and those of conflict are mutually reinforcing. Without building climate resilience, efforts to build peace just won't be suitable or sustainable in the face of a changing climate. So the UN peace and security architecture needs to integrate climate, peace and security considerations into conflict prevention, into peace building, mediation and into peacekeeping efforts. Throughout its tenure as a UN Security Council member, Ireland, along with other members, namely Kenya, Niger and Norway, has been catalytic in moving the dial on climate and security and helping it gain traction. I think Ireland's illustrated the new prominence and the power of the elected 10 members in setting thematic agenda. As co-chair of the informal expert group on climate and security, Ireland, along with Niger, played a strong leadership role, consistently emphasising climate security and featuring this issue in its public diplomacy over the course of its 2-year council membership. As co-penholders with Niger, Ireland was audacious in bringing the first global resolution on climate and security to a vote under Niger's presidency of the Council in December 2021. The draft resolution would have called for the UN to systematically integrate climate-related security risks into its work on conflict prevention, conflict management, and into peace building. The draft resolution was co-sponsored by 113 member states. The recorded vote was 12 in favour, 2 against, and the resolution was ultimately blocked by Russia's veto.
I don't think we should see that as a disappointment. It's a win because we showed two things. Not only we had 113 countries back this resolution, but also we showed the anachronism of the veto. We showed that this is a problem in this world, that we can have consensus of the whole world, but one country can hold everybody hostage with this veto. Nowadays, people are pushing for more reforms on the Security Council. People are saying that, we cannot just veto to veto. You have to have a reason, and then we have the discussion in General Assembly and all that. So we should see it as a win. And we did our part, Niger and Ireland, and now the other members coming in, they can push the agenda, and hopefully by next time around when we come back on the council together, this climate file would have already had this resolution, because I don't think we can wait much longer to pass a resolution on climate.
Stresses brought about by climate change, such as record-breaking droughts like the one we're seeing in the Horn of Africa, flooding also, and erratic rainfall, this is going to have an impact, and it's going to stress many countries in the global south, and it leads to, along with conflict, displacement, particularly in fragile countries where there is already political instability or a lack of governance or already pre-existing conflict. Climate resilience is very difficult in those countries. Humanitarian aid is impacted as well, and generally you could have the risk of intercommunal violence.
Climate security needs to be properly resourced so that any operational parts of a resolution or a mandate can actually be implemented. And I think Ireland is doing this, for example, pledging to support action on climate-related security risks in South Sudan by funding a climate security advisor in the UN's mission to South Sudan through the UN's climate security mechanism. There's also been support and engagement outside of the UN Security Council, for example, through Ireland's support of the Climate, Environment, Peace and Security Declaration and the Climate for Peace initiative, which Ireland is supporting through a new programme with NGOs, International Alert in particular, and civil society in Nigeria and in Kenya to tackle some of these risks as they play out on the ground at the local level.
Having Ireland working with us made things much easier, because we could bring basically the European bloc, the P5s, the A3+1 together to find a solution. Being consensus driven permeates on all the agenda. Basically, you can be the vector for consensus. And I think this is very important on a council people see as very divided.